My name is Teddy Jacobson of Actions by T. I am a pistol smith in Sugar Land, Texas. I am a trigger specialist and work on over 100 different models of handgun actions. This tape will show you how to disassemble and reassemble your Glock for cleaning purposes. I will explain everything in clear detail. It is critical that you keep your Glock pistol clean and properly lubricated, as your life depends on it. Most of my work is for self-defense weapons for law enforcement and private people nationwide. My intention is to show people the correct procedure in maintaining their handgun. I have no ulterior motive except honesty and integrity. This basically are some drawings that I have to show the Glock pistol. First, I'm going to show you an exploded drawing. This shows a complete disassembly of the entire Glock pistol. And below are the parts list, and these numbers correspond to the drawing. And as you can see, this is good to have anytime you want to take apart any particular handgun. You should have an exploded drawing along with the parts list. I want to show you these other drawings while I've got them here. We'll just take them one at a time. This is the trigger type assembly. There's your trigger bar and your trigger housing, your trigger spring, and this is what they call the connector. When people want to change different trigger pulls in poundage, they change this connector. This is a frame that shows it disassembled, and you can see the individual parts. I'll go over this in detail as we take the pistol apart. This last drawing shows the slide taken apart, which is what I'm going to do shortly and show you. And it shows the extractor and the firing pin. I call it a striker, but it's a firing pin type assembly. And all of these parts should be disassembled for cleaning purposes. The tools that you would probably need, I use a minimum amount of tools. One of them, this is a 3/32 punch. And that's basically all you would really need for most disassembly, 3/32 punch. Even though I have a nylon hammer here, it's not often that I need it. It's real easy to take this gun apart. This here is a Glock 17. It's a high-capacity 9mm pistol, and the takedown lever runs completely through the frame. It's got a couple of teeth on each side so you can grab it. So if you look on this side, you see the right side of the takedown lever, and if I turn the pistol around, you see the other side of the takedown lever. To take this pistol apart, to field strip it, both of these levers on each side must be pulled down at the same time. You would take your magazine out of the gun, you make sure it's empty, and you're going to have to you make sure it's absolutely empty, because you're going to pull the trigger on an empty chamber. You're going to take the slide and pull it back about 1/10 or 1/8 of an inch where the barrel will unlock. You can see the barrel has started to unlock. and I'm going to take this takedown lever and pull it down and hold it down and take the slide and push it forward and take it off the frame rails. We'll get to the frame later, but right now we're going to look and examine the slide. This has an aftermarket Wolf guide rod and Wolf spring. And I'm just going to take and lift it out and put it aside. I'm going to lift the barrel out by just pushing down, pushing it up from the port section and lifting it out of the slide. This is just the slide that contains your extractor, your firing pin assembly, and your safety system. And I will show you how to take it apart. On the back of your slide, you will see a plastic plate, a retaining plate. That has to come out. And I will show you how to relieve the pressure now to take that plate out. Right underneath the striker assembly, you will see a little plastic collar. I'm going to point to it and then put the light on it. This is the plastic collar I'm talking about. It's right here. And you can see it. What I'm going to do is take my screwdriver, it's a small screwdriver, I'm going to push the collar and push it down. It's got some spring tension on it. I'm going to hold it in the down position. While it's in the down position, I'm going to take my thumb with my right hand and start to push the plate off. As you can see, the retaining plate is starting to come off. This piece that just popped out is the rod that holds the extractor spring. But now I'm going to just push the plate right off, but captivate it so nothing falls out. And the plate is out. And of course, I will use 2 stainless steel bowls. The parts to be cleaned will go in one bowl, and the other bowl will be for the clean parts when I get there. Now that I have the retaining plate off, you can see this plastic collar that is sticking up where the plate was. And there's as I start to pick it up, you will see how it looks. This is all one assembly. Now you're starting to see the spring assembly. We're just going to take this out. As I pull it up, it's going to come right out. There it is. That's my striker or firing pin assembly. And we will put it in here with parts to be cleaned. This next little assembly, I'll hold it so you can get a picture of it. You will see it's got a plastic cap on the back end, then there's a spring, and then there's a little rod that makes contact with the extractor. And we will put it in our bowl to clean. Now I do all my work, I use a towel as a base, just a plain linen towel. Then I use these paper towels. I usually use Bounty, but it doesn't matter, to absorb some of the chemicals. Now I want to get the extractor out, and if you'll notice, this is your firing pin plunger. Glock may have a different terminology for it, but this here is what blocks the firing pin from going forward and hitting the primer. It's a safety mechanism. I'm going to push that in so that it will release the extractor. As I push it in, the extractor will start to come out. As you can see, by just pushing it in and just helping the extractor out, it's already out. And I'll put that in the bowl to clean. This firing pin this plunger actually, looks like this. I'll get a better picture of it for you. It's got a spring that is snapped in to the hollow of it, and it holds a spring. I'll explain this as we go. This has to be kept clean. Okay. We'll put this in our bowl to be cleaned. Now, this particular slide has nothing left in it except there is a liner. Way down in here, there's a liner, what they call it's just a plastic liner. I'll show you what it looks like. This is what it is. It does not come out of the gun. You're not to take it out. There is no reason to attempt to take this out of the gun. This stays in the slide permanently. All it is a plastic sleeve that guides the firing pin. So we're